Okay, so you've got this metal drawing machine operator interview coming
Yeah,
up,
right.
and you really want to like knock their socks off.
Absolutely.
So we're doing a deep dive today into RoleCatcher's guides.
Yeah.
Think of them as your secret weapon for interview success.
Yeah. They're really great.
We're going beyond those usual like generic tips to give you a real edge in this.
Exactly. We're going to break down what this specific field, what it demands, those subtle things that interviewers are really listening for. Plus, we'll sprinkle in how RoleCatcher's AI can actually give you a boost.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Okay. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
First up, a question that seems simple, but it's got hidden depths. Explain your experience with metal drawing machines.
Right.
How do you go beyond just like listing off your past jobs, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to just sound like you're reciting a resume.
Yeah, you want to demonstrate your passion, that you're interested, really interested in the work.
Oh.
So instead of just saying, I operated this machine, you
Yeah.
know, talk about what excites you about this.
Yeah. What did you actually do?
Did you work with ferrous metals like steel? Or maybe non-ferrous, like aluminum?
Okay.
Each material, they actually behave differently in the drawing process, and showing that understanding, I think,
Oh, yeah.
that can really make you stand out.
It's those nuances, right?
Yes,
It's proving you weren't just pushing buttons.
right,
You knew what was going on, like at a deeper level.
precisely. And you might be thinking, well, how do I know what details they actually care about most?
Right. Because every company's different.
Exactly.
Every role's a little bit different.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI is really, really useful.
Okay.
They analyze the job description and can tell you which of your experiences are most relevant to this specific employer.
That's huge.
It is.
Okay, so it's like having a customized prep guide then.
It is, yeah.
Taking out the guesswork.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay, on to question 2.
Okay.
How do you ensure proper maintenance of metal drawing machines? This sounds like they want to see how responsible you are, would you say?
It is about responsibility, but it's also about minimizing downtime, which costs money.
Sure.
So mentioning routine tasks like lubrication or die changes is good.
Yeah, that's a good start.
It is, but then we want to take it a step further.
Okay, yeah. How do you go above and beyond there?
Yeah. So imagine you're the interviewer. What would impress you?
Someone who's proactive, right?
Exactly.
Someone who spots a potential problem before it even becomes an issue.
Yes. So if you can say, in my previous role, I noticed X happening, which usually means Y is about to fail, so I did Z to prevent a major breakdown.
Oh, wow.
That shows them that you're thinking ahead.
Yeah,
You're saving the company time and money.
that's gold. That's gold. Okay, before we dive into more questions, you mentioned RoleCatcher has career guides too.
Yes.
How do those fit into all of this interview prep?
So they're fantastic for understanding the typical career trajectory in this field. So RoleCatcher will outline the various stages, from entry level up to, say, senior operator,
Okay.
or even supervisory roles.
Wow.
So this gives you the language to talk about your goals, even if you're just starting out.
So even without years of experience under your belt, you can still talk about where you see yourself heading,
Exactly.
showing that ambition and that you want to grow with the company.
Exactly.
I love that.
Wow.
Okay, back to those interview questions.
Okay.
Question 3 asks about quality control. How do you ensure quality control when operating metal drawing machines? Seems straightforward,
Right.
but how do we make our answers stand out here?
Okay. Well, it's about showing you're not just meeting standards, right? You're like obsessed with quality control.
Yeah, you're really exceeding those standards.
Exactly. So think about the specific tools that you use.
Okay.
Do you use a micrometer for really precise measurements, or maybe a go-no-go gauge to quickly check if a part is within tolerance?
Well, that's a good point.
Right.
Mentioning those specific tools shows you really speak their language.
Right.
You're not just reciting generic stuff.
Right. You're not just reading it out of a textbook. You actually use this stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. And then don't forget about documentation.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, saying something like, I meticulously record all my measurements to track consistency and quickly spot any deviations. That shows that real attention to detail that employers love.
So those little things, they make a big difference.
They do.
All right. Moving on to a question that can be a bit stressful. Tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot a problem with a drawing machine.
Okay.
Ooh, how do you approach these? Tell me about a time questions effectively.
So storytelling is key here,
Go.
but not just any story. A structured, detailed account of your problem-solving process.
So don't just say, the machine jammed and I fixed it.
Exactly.
You've got to go deeper than that.
Yeah, walk them through it step by step.
Okay.
So, like, what were the initial signs that something was wrong?
Okay, so like, Did you hear an unusual noise? Was there like a weird pressure change? A warning light, maybe?
Right. Or was the product off? Did it look different?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it's about painting that picture, really.
Yes.
So the interviewer can put themselves in that situation with you.
Precisely. And then you're going to go and describe the steps you took?
Right.
Did you consult the machine manual?
Right. Or did you have to, like, call in a more experienced colleague for their input?
Right, exactly.
Maybe isolate different components, test them out.
Exactly. Did you try this? Did you try that?
Yeah, okay.
So you're walking them through your thought process.
And don't forget to mention what you learned from that experience.
Absolutely. Interviewers love to see that you can learn from mistakes and apply them.
It shows you're, like, always growing, always learning.
Yes, exactly. Now, this next question is really critical in any manufacturing setting. How do you ensure the safety of yourself and others when operating metal drawing machines?
This feels less about, like, technical skills and more about, just having that safety-first mindset.
Yes, it's demonstrating that you live and breathe safety protocols.
Right.
Of course, you're going to mention the basics, like wearing your PPE.
Right, your safety glasses, gloves, steel-toed boots, all that.
All essential, right. But you want to go beyond the obvious.
Okay, how do we do that?
What about the unique hazards of a metal drawing machine?
Oh, okay.
Right.
So like pinch points.
Exactly.
Or maybe risks with the high-pressure lubricants used in some of the machines.
Exactly. You really want to show them you understand those specific risks and that you're taking proactive steps to mitigate them.
So you could say something like, I always double-check that the safety guards are in place before I even start the machine.
Exactly.
Or I make sure to, keep the work area clear of clutter, prevent trips and falls, that kind of thing.
Right. You're actively thinking about safety and you're creating a safe environment.
Exactly.
Not just for yourself, but for everyone.
So you're a team player. Now I'm curious, does RoleCatcher have any tips for like those curveball questions that you get in interviews? You know, those ones that come out of left field and kind of throw you off your game?
Yeah, they can be really tough.
Yeah.
So RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you anticipate and prepare for those unexpected questions.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, so they've analyzed thousands of interviews to identify these common themes and variations, even in those curveball questions.
So it's like having a crystal ball
Yeah.
giving you a sneak peek of what the interviewer is going to throw at you.
Right. But even if you do get that curveball, take a breath, gather your thoughts, and just try to connect that question back to your skills and experience.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
I love that. Now let's move on to a question that often trips people up. Can you describe a time when you had to work under pressure to meet production deadlines? This one feels like it's all about staying calm under fire, especially in a fast-paced environment like manufacturing, where those deadlines are tight, efficiency is key. What are your thoughts? It's about demonstrating you can handle the heat, right?
Yeah, you can deliver when it counts. Exactly when the pressure's on.
Okay, so how do we answer this effectively?
So again, choose a specific instance
Okay.
where you faced a tight deadline.
Right, a real nail-biter.
Yeah, and then tell them what made it so challenging.
Okay.
Was it a sudden surge in orders?
Oh, yeah?
Unexpected equipment downtime?
Okay.
A last-minute change request from a client?
Right. Those things always happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But those details help set the scene and show that you've been there.
That you've, like, been through the fire.
Right.
Okay.
Then walk them through your actions.
Okay, so how did you handle that pressure?
Right. Did you break down the task
Okay.
into smaller chunks, prioritize certain steps,
Okay.
delegate to teammates, work extra hours?
Right. Did you have to get creative?
Exactly.
Come up with some out-of-the-box solutions?
Yes, and it's okay to acknowledge that you felt pressure.
Right. It shows you're human.
It shows self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
but always bring it back to what you did
Right. The actions.
and the positive outcome.
Did you meet the deadline?
Exactly.
Did you exceed expectations?
Right.
That's what they want to know.
Yes, they want to know you can get it done.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Shifting gears a little bit,
Okay.
let's talk about this question. Can you describe a time when you had to train a new team member on how to operate a metal drawing machine?
Okay, so this goes beyond just knowing how to use the machine yourself.
Yes, this is about
It's about that leadership,
communication,
Yeah.
patience.
being a good teacher.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how would you structure this answer?
Yeah.
So start by setting the scene again.
Okay.
Was the new team member totally green?
Okay. Brand new.
Or did they have some experience? What did they need help with specifically?
Okay.
And then you describe your training approach.
Okay.
Did you use a hands-on method?
Show them the rope.
Did you break it down into simpler steps?
Right.
And here's where you can really shine. Talk about your ability to tailor your communication to their needs.
Okay, so like if you've got someone who's a visual learner, maybe you sketch out diagrams for them.
Exactly. Or you use the machine's schematics to show them.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
Yeah.
And were they hesitant to ask questions?
Some people are.
Some people are. So did you create a safe space for them to ask anything?
So they felt comfortable, yeah.
Right.
I like that.
And then, of course, what was the outcome?
Right. Did your training actually lead to, like, better performance? Did they feel more confident?
Right. Did they get up to speed faster because of your help?
That's what they want to know.
Those results demonstrate the value you bring.
Huge.
Now, before we wrap up, let's circle back to tailoring your answer.
Yes. This is something that RoleCatcher can really help with, right?
Yes. Their AI can help you identify those key experiences.
So it analyzes the job description,
It does.
sees what they're looking for,
Yes.
and then helps you highlight those experiences in your answers.
The language you use is really important.
Okay.
So if a job posting emphasizes problem solving,
Right.
the AI is going to encourage you to talk about times when you solve problems.
It's like having, like, a personal editor for your answers,
It is.
making sure that they're as impactful as possible.
Exactly. It takes out the guesswork.
Love it.
So you can really put your best foot forward.
Awesome.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive here.
This has been so helpful.
I hope so.
I feel like I'm ready to go ace my next interview.
I want to leave you with this thought. You've got this.
Yes, you do.
Preparing for an interview, it can feel daunting.
Oh, yeah. It can be nerve-wracking.
But with the right resources and a strategic approach, you can walk into that room feeling super confident.
Yes, and don't forget,
And ready to impress.
RoleCatcher is there every step of the way.
They are.
They've got your back. From the AI-powered feedback
Right?
to those comprehensive career guides,
To get you where you need to be.
they've got the tools and the insights to help you succeed.
You got this.
So embrace that challenge.
Yeah.
Own your expertise.
You are an
Ready
expert.
to go land that dream metal drawing machine operator job.
Go get 'em.
That's a wrap for today.
It is.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.